Hi guys, I'm Lucas. Please watch all the way to the end to find out how you can win the $20 gift card. So, I'm not sure if you're gonna believe my story, but I gotta tell it anyway. I was born in a desert country called Arca. I am from the 5th dimension north of the sun. It's one of the most ancient civilizations ever, but that's a story for another time. So one day I was out exploring with my dad and my younger brother Liam, when my dad and I suddenly fell into a huge underground place. It was like nothing we'd ever seen before. All types of riches and cool stuff was in that place. But as we explored the treasures, we heard a loud voice that sounded kinda creepy.
I am Omaru, the great and all-seeing one. And today is your lucky day. One of you take all the riches from this cave that you want to, but only one of you will be allowed to leave the sanctuary. The other must stay here for all eternity, willingly, and eventually replace me by becoming the master of treasures. If you become master of treasures, many gifts will be bestowed upon you. You will have the sight beyond sight, seeing the future. You will have all the riches of Arca and you will become a magical creature. But you can never leave this place, and if you were ever to try it, you will be punished by the powers of Arcanra.
It was a wild and scary idea, and I laughed out loud. Yeah, right, Smelly. As if we'd ever accept a deal like that. My dad and I don't need your treasures, even if we're not rich like our neighbors, I said boldly. But when I looked over to my dad to see why he hadn't backed me up, I felt shook. Dad's eyes were glazed over, and I clearly saw dollar signs in the depths of them. I froze. No, Dad, please don't listen to this thing. But my efforts were in vain.
Lucas, blood of my blood. Think about your brothers and sisters at home. And your mother, huh? Wouldn't you like to see her relaxed and taken care of by all of this gold? We'll be set for life, and all I'd have to give up is, well, you. I can't be the one to stay back, Lucas. You must agree to do this for your family.
This couldn't be happening. I must be dreaming, right? I mean, come on. My dad would never sell me out for riches, right? Not the guy that always told me that family came first, and that love meant more than gold and diamonds ever could, right? Jeez, what a total hypocrite.
Hey, Amaro, we'll take the deal. I freely give my son Lucas over to you, and I receive all the wealth of this cave. Speak the words, Lucas. Say that you are willing.
What else was I supposed to do but speak those wretched words? But in my heart of hearts, I was crushed, and a smidge scared, I gotta be honest. The only thing that kept me brave was the thought of my family, never wanting for anything. Okay, fine. I'll willingly stay, Dad.
Very well, Farley. It will be as you have wished it. I accept your firstborn son, Lucas, who willingly sacrifices himself for you. And I give you all the wealth of the world. Take this chain and wear it as it is a sign of our agreement. If the chain is ever given freely to another, your doom will fall. On you now, leave this place at once and do not look back, nor return to this place. For you shall never find it again, and doom will follow if you dare try.
And that's when I knew men were fickle, and bad, and greedy, and so many more adjectives that I won't get into here. My dad left, and he never looked back. The cave emptied, leaving just beautiful colors, and my life changed forever. And in that moment, I had also changed. I was hearing Amaru from inside my head, and not just within my ear. I opened my eyes, and through the tears I saw my dad return to the desert and reunite with Liam, my brother. I heard Liam ask,
Dad, where's Lucas?
Lucas is lost, son. He is dead. Don't speak his name again in my presence.
Oh, brother, why not me? I would gladly have taken this destiny for you.
Lucas, don't think of this day as a curse, for I have seen your pure heart and called you here because of the love that shines in you. This is a blessing and not a curse. The sacrifice you have made today will bring many rewards in the future. You will do great things, my son.
I sat on the floor of the sands and cried, but while I cried, I saw my future and I smiled. Much time had passed since the day of my sacrifice. I often traveled over the earth telepathically and gazed upon my family. Father had become richer than kings. He had been given the title Prince of Erdan, and his wealth and connections was desired by many. He had taken many wives, pushing my mother to the side, and he had many more children that were more selfish and greedy than him. My brothers and sisters that I had known lived poorly, barely having anything to eat or proper clothes for their bodies as they grew. And if they ever dared mention my name, they were thrown into prison or murdered. Father wanted no reminders of his crimes against me. This brought much grief to my soul, but there was nothing I could do until one day, one very fine day, as I traveled through the sands, my mind kept reliving the pain I saw my family in because of my dad. And in that moment, I made a wish upon the sands. My exact words were, "May the sands be my witness and take me to the moment of justice and vengeance and retribution." Then I looked down and noticed an anomaly, and as I got closer, I was blinded by a brilliant light, and then I saw it, a glowing word in the sand. I spoke it out loud, "Jessica," and the moment the word left my mouth, I was transformed, and as I looked up, I was stunned by what was before me.
Lucas, my love, I've waited for you for an eternity, and finally you've come. You've spoken the words, and you've freed me from the sands, and freed yourself from this place. It is me, your Jessica, daughter of the great Amaru, the keeper of wealth. We have been bound together by powers that are so great, it can't be explained. I have visited you in your dreams, and we have met in the land of the dreamers. My father was trapped in this place for eternity because of his love for gold, and I followed him here because of my love for him. When father tried to escape, as punishment, I was sealed in the sand, never to be freed until the one that was willing would free me. It is you, Lucas. Together we will rule every dimension.
I know you from my dreams, Jessica, and I have loved you. But tell me, how am I also free?
You have passed the test of time. You have become more powerful than anyone in all the dimensions, yet your soul remains pure. Now you can go judge your enemies. But before we can rule this dimension, we need to remove your father from his position of power, for he is a plague amongst the people.
I wasted no time leaving the sands behind. Jessica made a plan to break my father's rule, and it was good. We traveled to Erdan, my father's house in the city. I was completely amazed at how lavish and modern it all was. I decided to test my father before judging him, to see if he had become any wiser or remorseful since selling me for gold and riches.
I need more money, more power, more respect. Raise the taxes on the poor, and kill anyone who dares to complain. Also, find me some new fresh wives, and take these old ones away, with their nagging and complaining, day and night.
Sir, your first wife is here to see you.
What, her? She's still alive? Don't let her come near me with her nonsense about that useless son that died so long ago. All of her children are basically dead except one. Yet it's that firstborn one that she can't let go of. I've had enough. As a matter of fact, take her to the yard and cut off.
The Merchant of Venice to see Prince Fade.
Who?
Oh, mighty prince! It's your humble servant, Sala, and with me my wife, Alea. We were traveling through the sands and came upon a place of great riches, deep inside the earth.
What? Could this be true? Have my prayers been answered? Just in the nick of time. I remember the wealth I saw that day, and I need the riches in that place, by any means necessary. With it, I would be invincible. All the kings of every dimension, every metaverse would have to bow down to me, and call me exalted above all. Yes. Yes.
As we were trying to leave, a young boy asked us to deliver this cup of water to the wealthiest man in Erdan. He said, "Take this to my father and tell him that if he would drink from this water, his son would be free from his eternal prison, and you, Prince Fadi, would only lose 10% of your riches. Will you drink, O Mighty One?" As I gazed into my father's greedy eyes, I saw that his heart was rock hard and cold as ice, impenetrable. He cared zero.
What sort of baloney is this? How dare you try to trick and poison me? You fool. Literal garbage. Arrest him.
Wait a minute. Please, wait. Please, tell me, if you won't drink the waters, what are you willing to send to the young man so that more wealth could be added to you, Prince Fadi?
He can have the old woman and the rest of my children. I can always make more.
Would you be willing to part with the chain around your neck as well?
Sheesh, this old thing? For sure. Here, take it.
My father's greed had overwhelmed him. I was also using a subtle scent of gold that was causing him to expose his true nature even more. The minute that he removed the chain, Amaru's imprisonment ended, and his curse was broken and transferred to my father. His body changed form, and he started to dissolve, but I couldn't let that happen. I had to preserve him, so I grabbed the closest thing nearby, which happened to be that lamp you've all come to associate with genies, and I sealed my father in it, and there he will remain for eternity, or until he changes his ways. He can still be heard screaming in agony from time to time.
You wretch! You ugly fool! Let me out of here!
Mother was freed, and so was my brother Liam, my only living sibling of 12 kids. My father's crimes were incredible. We tracked down all the people father had wronged and repaid them the best we could. Jessica and I married and vowed to use our powers for good only, and we did just that. The caves have been sealed off and placed in the furthest dimension, and my dad along with it. Thanks for watching, guys. What do you think the moral of the story is? The best comment wins a $20 gift card. Later, Gators!